Hey, we're Emma, Nicole, and Aaliyah, and today we're going to be talking about paid and unpaid maternity leave.
All around the world, countries offer some form of paid maternity and/or paternity leave. Many of these countries have multiple weeks set aside for maternity and/or paternity leave, paying almost 100% of the leavee's salary, or 100% of the leavee's salary. The picture below demonstrates a general idea of the amount of weeks a parent is allowed to take off when having a baby or adopting a child. Sweden offers 16 months of paid maternity leave at 80% of the leavee's salary, and an additional 3 months at a fixed rate after the completion of the 16 months. Out of the 16 months, 2 of those months must be taken by the father or that time is lost. In Croatia, an employed pregnant woman is allowed maternity leave until the child reaches 6 months. Throughout that maternity and paternity leave, the parent is entitled to 100% of their pay. In Canada, 50 weeks is allowed at 55% of the leavee's salary. Italy offers 20 weeks, or 5 months at 80% of the leavee's salary, and an additional 6 months at 30% of the leavee's salary. Slovakia offers roughly 7 months of maternity leave at 55% of the leavee's salary. Going back to the picture below, you can see that almost every country offers 14 weeks or more of paid maternity leave. Why can't the U.S.? In 1993, the United States Department of Labor created the Family and Medical Leave Act, also known as the FMLA. Let me break down the FMLA for you. The Family and Medical Leave Act provides certain employees with up to 12 work weeks of unpaid job-protected leave a year, and requires group health benefits to be maintained during the leave as if the employees continue to work instead of taking leave. However, the FMLA does not apply to companies with less than 50 employees, and paid parental leave is considered to be a benefit. This is absolutely absurd for a country that prides itself on being progressive. Many Americans cannot afford to take unpaid time off as it is, and then adding the stress of a newborn baby to a possible already stressful financial situation can be traumatic. Almost the entire world has some form of paid maternity and/or paternity leave. In saying that, the U.S. is not alone in being a country without maternity leave. The number of countries without paid maternity leave and/or paternity leave you could count using a single hand.
There are 4 countries without paid maternal leave. These include the USA, Swaziland, Papua New Guinea, and Lesotho. These 4 have nothing in common. Swaziland and Lesotho are located in Africa. New Guinea is in a region of the Southwest Pacific. Swaziland, Lesotho, and New Guinea have populations less than 7 million people, and all 3 are severely affected by AIDS and HIV. New Guinea has one of the highest infant and maternal mortality rates. The U.S., on the other hand, however, is extremely advanced and considered one of the best places to live. And the one thing they have in common is that they don't offer paid maternal leave. Countries with similar economic and democratic policies as the U.S. all have mandated paid maternity leave and for the most part are funded by the government. This video truly captures the reality of going unpaid in America when becoming a mother. However, at least she has flexibility and support around her. Many women in service jobs do not have this option. So take a look at the video. What financial strain does this cause?
33 years old. I have 2 children. My son Max is 4.5, and my daughter Olive was born on January 6th. I've been a high school teacher of Spanish and English for the past 9 years, and my partner works at a nonprofit organization here in New York City. For my family, we had to figure out how we were going to provide for both children, and I knew I wanted to stay home with the baby, but because I had taken my sick days with my son when he was born, I was not eligible for any paid maternity leave. So we had to figure out basically how we were going to live on one income. I do have maternity benefits through the Board of Education. The problem is that they're unpaid, but many women don't even have that and have to make the choice to leave their careers if they want to take time off and be with their children. That's an unfair position to put women in.
So where are we now? In January 2015, Obama stated that we are the only advanced country without sick leave or paid maternity leave. In 2013, 13% of workers were allowed access to some kind of leave, but this is rare. In comparison to the rest of the developed world, this is extremely low, and the United States also mandates the shortest period of time off, which is 12 weeks. The UK and Australia allow for up to a year with paid benefits and a secured job, whereas Iceland has the second shortest length of time, 13 weeks. However, this is completely paid for. Only 3 states in the U.S. offer paid family leave through employee-paid payroll taxes. These include Rhode Island, California, and New Jersey. Obama signed a memorandum for federal employees to take up to 6 weeks of paid leave for a new child or an ill family member. New Jersey and California have both instituted 6-week partial pay family leave funded by the small payroll tax. The benefits for New Jersey included that the women who had taken the paid leave were more likely to be working 9 to 12 months after the birth of their child than the new mothers who had not gotten this benefit. The benefits in California were that the women who took the paid leave ended up breastfeeding their babies for longer, which has better health implications in the long run. Overall, those who have had this benefit return to work happier, healthier, and less distracted.
Did you know that until 1978, it was legal in most states to fire women for becoming pregnant? That is quite scary. Paid maternity leave has some indisputable advantages. To compensate for the cost of raising a child, a mother will most likely go back to work sooner after giving birth to earn more money, especially if paid maternity leave is not included in their benefit package. In addition, the crucial bonding time for the mother and newborn will be increased if concern of unpaid leave is not in the equation. There are so many disadvantages to parents when they do not have access to paid maternity and/or paternity leave. Did you know that only 11 to 12% of American workers have access to paid maternity leave? Without paid maternity leave, how are women expected to properly care for themselves and their newborn child in such limited time, with less income coming in, which can create an enormous amount of stress?
In conclusion, we found that paid maternity leave is better than unpaid maternity leave in so many ways. Thank you so much for your time. We hope you found this educational.